Well, it was a great basketball game. I know I feel that way better than Mark does, but we played well. We did some things defensively that we haven't done all year long. Our intensity level was higher and better and more consistent than it was all year long. Melo and Rasheed put on a show out there from the distance, and we would have been a heck of a lot more fun the last 30 seconds. We made a dadgum free throw, but we were 10 for 11 at that point in the second half, and then missed 5 of 6 or something, 9 of 11, I guess, and then they missed 5 out of 6. But, you know, the game was their run, our run, their run, our run. We didn't finish the first half very well. The last 3.5 minutes of the first half I thought was the worst part for us. The first part of the game I was extremely pleased, even with Bryce and Kennedy, what they were doing defensively. And if they give us that kind of effort, we can be a special basketball team. It was a lot of fun having number 5 back out there, there's no question. 20 points, 5 assists, no turnovers, 2 steals, 4 or 5 from three-point line. And one thing that I thought was fantastic, too, is that Theo and Nate, Joel, Justin, all those minutes changed because number 5 played 34 minutes, and nobody in that locker room cared about it at all. They cared about how our team was doing. But big-time Maryland team, and we feel very fortunate, and it's, I'm happy as all get out.
69.
What you just said, even if his stat line hadn't been great, did you feel like the team was going to get energy from Marcus Page tonight, or did get energy from Marcus Page tonight?
Well, I think they did get energy from Marcus. I think they got a great deal of energy from our crowd. You know, we haven't had the best crowds so far this year, but they were sensational tonight. I think they were a big part of the win. I think the way we played on the road, we wanted to come back home and play great here. I think that was important to us. And you know, on TV they've been talking about it for a week. You know, we played a week ago and didn't play again until tonight, so there were a lot of things that gave us the intensity.
69-69, then you guys went on an 18-6 run. A lot of different guys had their hands involved in that run.
Yeah, and I think that's the best thing about our team, and I'd probably say the thing about Turgis too, except for Rasheed and Melo were so big for them, but we had 4 guys in double figures, and Justin had 9. You know, one of the big plays, I'd have to get Steve to look it up, but I think one of the big plays was when we make 2 silly plays in a row, and on the second one, we'll go down and Marcus Pace takes the charge. And that's the kind of thing we've been missing the last 6 games. I don't have any idea what the score was, but I thought that was a heck of a play for us.
Luke and Dana.
Right. Does a game like this and the level it was played at make you miss having Maryland around?
Wow. I miss having them around regardless of what they are. I mean, they're a big-time basketball team. Turge is one of my favorite people in the world. I think he does a great job with his club, but you know, that had a feel of an old ACC tournament game, that had a feel of an ACC tournament game, it had a feel of an NCAA tournament game, and it was just fortunate for us and it was in our building.
Dan, we're on the record.
Well, do you feel like, I know it's one game, you don't have to go too crazy, but do you feel like this allows you, Marcus and I, to have a better judge of what your team could be and should be?
A better judge, but I think we'll still have to see 2 or 3 more games and see how those guys, see if they accept those different roles as easily as they did tonight. I mean, seriously, I mean, Theo and Nate, probably more than anybody else, those 2 guys, their minutes went down because Marcus played 34. So they got to be able to buy in and do that continuously. But, you know, we felt like that we wanted Kansas State, but we only played basketball 3 minutes and 38 seconds the way we wanted to play. And so I think that gave us a big lift for confidence as to what we could do down the stretch. And but we'll have to wait and see those next 2 or 3. But I think I like my team. I like it a lot better when number 5's out there.
Coach, Coach Turgeon told me earlier this week he loves these type of games, but he hates going up against coaches who he's really close with. You know, do you kind of feel the same type of way? I
said it earlier in the week in the press conference. As soon as the game was over, I looked down and I'm walking towards Mark, and that's not a good feeling. I love my team and the feeling I had for them, but also I hurt for him. So it's a lose-lose for us. But when you hire someone as an assistant, you're putting your career, professionally, your life in their hands, and it was a great decision on my part to keep him with us at Kansas. He was sensational, and he's like a little brother.
It's late, and our players are waiting on you, so 2 last questions quickly, Brett, and then Don.
You said the other day that you really wouldn't know what to expect from Marcus until you saw him out on the court. Now that he's done it, does it surprise you at all, first time out?
If I'd had to bet, which the NCAA says don't bet, if I'd had to bet, I would say he would have played very, very well because he was so anxious to play. But you don't ever know because sometimes kids like Marcus who are so conscientious and care, they put too much pressure on themselves. But I had a feeling the little rascal would be pretty good.
Last one, Don.
Hey, Roy. terms of what you saw from Maryland tonight compared to a couple of years ago and where that program has come to play in a setting like this?
Well, as I said earlier too, they got 5 guys that can get 20, and that's a hard team to guard. And they play so hard and do some things around the backboard with their size. They play 4 big guys, so there's always a fresh big guy in the game. You know, last year I didn't really see them very much. They weren't in our league, and you know, once the season starts, I watch guys that we're getting ready to play, or I'll watch us. But I know the last couple of years has been tough on Turge, and man, last year when I did see them, I thought they were lights out. And Des Wells was fantastic, and so they had to replace Des, and Robert Carter's coming in and Rasheed coming in was big additions. But they play like a team. As a coach, that's what you want to do.
Coach, thanks. Our players are